Hello everyone, my name is Brian and for today we have two matches of the day. This is the first one and this is the 1v1 Hyper Joust Random God Extravaganza thingy. So, I got Isis as a random god and the enemy got Raijin, so both mages with pretty high burst. I will go for a high burst damage build with a bulwark at the end, providing some magical protections as well as giving me that little edge with being low at low health, granting me the shield, especially early on because we start at level 3, so it will grant me a HP up to I think 200, something like that, when I'm at the low health. Warding up, immediately coming across the Raijin, Spirit Ball off the mark, but his Raiju as well. He might have used his dash in if he confirmed the Raiju, but since he didn't, he probably won't. Since he doesn't have any CC other than his ultimate, and if he uses the CC part of his ultimate, he doesn't have in as much damage as, well, with the regular ultimate. So that's why I go for the Aegis. Actually, leap in by the Raijin. Raiju is active on me. I do hit my one. If he hit that basic, it would have been a kill, and he underestimates the Spirit Ball. Gets killed instantly for that first blood. At this point I can just freely get this buff, head back to base, make sure I'm full health again before we fight again. Also, since we are at the low level, just at the regular level starting, I'll just get some health potions. This way I will still sustain myself up, even though it will come down to high burst. I think everyone has survived at very low HP, so even some at 1 HP, so you know how important additional healing can be. And since you can stack those, I'll just use them up now. Make sure I have a bit longer of a buff, because I have so much gold, you can just use it to stack that buff up, so you don't have to use it when it is necessary. And that's why I get 15 HP per second. Definitely very powerful, and at this point I do have the level advantage, and in this game mode it's actually very important to get the level advantage. As you can see, good amount of damage, good enough damage, good enough to pick him up for the second kill already. I'm level 6, he doesn't have his ultimate yet, so that will make things a lot more difficult for him. I probably should have stolen his blue buff, but he would have noticed and kind of puts me in an awkward spot. Even though I am levels above him, he still has the damage, of course, because he is full build. He actually went for the Warlock Sash. I don't think it is really worth it to pick up Warlock Sash. It does provide you a good amount of health, don't get me wrong, but I think it's just not worth it with the little amount of time. Ambushing the Raijin might be able to do a good amount of damage, and the ultimate will finish him off, giving me the third kill already. So this is definitely going to be a quick one. I'm definitely dominating him, and the more kills I get on him, the less XP he will get, and the more I will get. And I will probably be able to pick up this tower. As you can see, insane amount of damage on the tower. That's also the reason why I went for Obsidian Shard. Probably still the best item you could have gone for. Ooh, a bit off the mark with the ability. At this point, rather juking than fighting him. He doesn't have any follow-up anymore. His ultimate is down. And I might be able to go for some sneaky plays. Actually off the mark with my one entirely. So I'll just head back. No reason to fight. He doesn't have his ultimate. Actually, he wants to fight. Probably not your best decision. My one was barely on cooldown. That's why he wasn't able to interrupt that one. If I used my one and he used his Thunder Crash, it probably would have been a kill for him. Or at least forcing my Sanctuary. But since he kinda was a bit too early, I know it's very difficult to time, don't get me wrong, but if he waited for like half a second longer with that mess, he would have interrupted my one. He didn't know that, of course, but my one was still on cooldown, so I was waiting on that one. I am a bit careful though. As you can see, he tried to bounce his Raiju off the minions. That's also something you can use to your advantage, especially when it's 1v1. It can't really bounce to anything else. It can bounce to multiple of minions, but if you're close enough, just a bit too much. And this buff will go freely, as you can see, insane amount of damage already on the Spirit Ball, 900 damage plus. And he is not really sneaky. He is very obvious actually. Waiting a bit for him. He is actually using the taunt bit, and as you can see, he gets wrecked by the basics. That was definitely not the situation where you should use the taunt bit of the ability. And at this point I can just go to it, what's called? Bull Demon King instantly. At this point in the level, in this game mode, it is at very low HP, and with an entire build already being finished, I can instantly get this. And this will make sure that we are able to, well, at least do some damage to the Phoenix, because I am out-pressuring him a lot. He doesn't have an awful lot on me at the moment. As you can see, 2 levels ahead is what I am. So, although both of us probably have the same amount of health, because he does of course have the Warlock Sash. Not a huge fan, but we'll have to see what we can do. And was kind of looking for him, bit of the mark with my 3. I'll just avoid him for this Raiju to wear off. Actually nice Thunder Crash, making sure that it did confirm the damage. But I do have a good amount of regen with the potions, and actually Purification Force. He probably was scared of any follow-up, but actually I didn't have any. If he watched the cooldown timers a bit better, he probably knew that, but although I would probably still be able to do some basics. Let's see, can the basics be enough to finish him off? I do have my Spirit Ball shortly. He will take the obvious route, and it is not enough. My basic just in time before he's even able to use the Fear one. The Fear one is the one that he should have used beforehand, because if you're very low on HP, even though I am just an Isis, my basic will still hit for 100 or more, as you can see here on the Phoenix, even without the backdoor protections gone. Now they are gone, but just an insane amount of damage. And it kind of looks like he already conceded this match. I guess he didn't want to fight me anymore. But that's fine, I'll just go for the Titan. Make this a very, very short game, and as you can see, insane amount of damage. Actually, he turns up to defend. I'll wait for some cooldowns, juking out his abilities. Nice Thunder Crash. But as you can see, Sanctuary will be enough for the minions to pick up the Titan. Victory in 6 minutes and 30 seconds. That's the quickest win I've had in this game mode altogether. But you gotta give it to me for having my favorite mage. I mean, come on. I do like my Isis. But I do have to admit, Raijin is definitely not something that is bad in this game mode, because he has an insane amount of burst. Definitely very powerful altogether, and as you can see, just a lot more damage altogether than the Raijin. Second relic, I'm not sure what I would have gotten. Maybe a Sunder. I wasn't too afraid of his damage, and Sunder makes sure that he has a little bit less protections. He went for E-Staff as well. He went for a lot of health. That's definitely not something I recommend, because with the Bulwark, I just have a lot of defense against him, and since he didn't go any penetration, he didn't hit as much to me as the other way around. Also went just for a high damage build. The only health item I had was the Bulwark of Hope, and he went for the Bulwark, Warlock Sash, as well as the E-Staff. So that's a lot of additional health, but definitely didn't work out for him. Only made my Soul Reaver more powerful, so definitely not a recommendation. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys look forward to the next one. The next one is actually a 2 versus 2. So if you're looking out for that one, see you in the next one. And as always, good luck, have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.